Hello and welcome back to the lesson. The subject is meetings. Today we are going to discuss the role of the corporate secretary. So by the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain the role of the corporate secretary in Kenya, which has transitioned from the clerical support function to a senior executive and strategic position. Traditionally, the corporate secretary was a clerk, but today the corporate secretary is a chief governance officer and also the primary custodian of the organizational integrity and compliance. And under the Companies Act and the Code of Corporate Governance, the role is structured into 4 pillars. One is compliance and statutory mandate. Number 2 is board support and governance advisory. Number 3 is the link between the stakeholders. And number 4, ethical leadership. So we are going to discuss these roles in under those 4 pillars or categories. The role of the corporate secretary. That's the lesson. Role of the corporate secretary. I've said we will have these roles in 4 categories. The first one is compliance and statutory mandate. Compliance and statutory mandates. The secretary, the corporate secretary, or the company secretary is the legal custodian of the company. That's why we are talking about statutory mandate. He is the legal custodian of the company. He ensures that the company remains in good standing with the business registration service and also other regulatories or regulators and other regulators, by ensuring that all the regulatory requirements are met. Statutory. So the first role is maintenance of statutory registers. Maintenance registers. Maintains statutory registers like the members register, the shareholders register. We have the register of charges and so on. Keeps accurate and up-to-date registers of the members, register, the directors register, the beneficial owners register, the charges register, and so on. That is the work, statutory mandate of the corporate secretary. Number 2 is filings, statutory filings. Statutory filings. Statutory what? Statutory filings. The corporate secretary ensures that annual returns, changes in directorships, and share allotments are filed within 14-day legal window. The third statutory mandate is custody of documents. Is a custodian of documents. Custody of company's documents. The custodian of the company's documents safeguards the company seal, the certificate of incorporation, the memorandum of association, the articles of association. All those documents are under the custody of the company secretary. So these are 3 roles under compliance and statutory mandate. Now the second pillar is the board support and governance advisory. Board support and governance advisory. Board governance, board support and governance advisory. The secretary serves as the primary advisor to the board of directors, helping them navigate their fiduciary duties by, number one, advising on governance, advising on governance. You may recall we say that the corporate secretary must have a mastery of the corporate governance frameworks, must understand the frameworks, because he has a duty to guide the board on, for example, the Mongozo code for state corporations and the CMA code for listed firms. Number two, meeting administration. Meeting administration. It is the role of the corporate secretary to plan for board meetings, committee meetings, drafting the agendas in consultation with the chairman, ensuring board papers are circulated in advance, looking at where the meetings will be held, working out the logistics of meetings, the physical venues, the meeting administration. That is the role of the company secretary, administering meetings. 3, still under board support and governance advisory, there is minute taking. It is the company secretary that takes minutes during these meetings. He records accurate minutes that serves as the official legal record of board resolutions and the board decisions. Still under, again, board support, there is board development. Development of board members, coordinating board inductions for new directors, facilitating annual board evaluations, and so on. Because candidates, when individuals are appointed to the board, some of them may not be very conversant with board procedures, with boardroom dynamics. So it is the work of the company secretary to train, to induct, and also to carry out board evaluations or board assessments. That is still under board support and governance advisory. So that is the second pillar. Board support and governance advisory. Then number 3, we have link between stakeholders. The corporate secretary is a link between stakeholders like the board of directors, the link between the shareholders, and so on. The secretary acts as a vital communication bridge between various internal and external parties. For example, the board and management. You have the board and management. Board is a link between board and management. Is a link between these two. These are two stakeholders. Board of directors and the management. It ensures that the board decisions are clearly communicated to management for implementation. Then there is company and shareholders or members. Is the link between the company and the shareholders. He manages, is the one who manages shareholder relations, is the one who organizes the annual general meetings, and also handles the distribution of annual reports and dividends. Then another link is between the company and regulators. Is the link between the company and regulators. He serves as the named representative for the company in all formal correspondence with the Register of Companies and other regulators like the Capital Markets Authority and so on. Is a link between the shareholders. The link between, he comes in between the board and the management. He comes in between the company and the shareholders. He's also a link between the company and the various regulators. So this is the third pillar. The fourth pillar is the ethical leadership. Ethical leadership. and ESG, environmental, social, and governance, ethical leadership. Now, in the modern era, the role of the secretary has expanded significantly into the realm of sustainability and ethics. For example, we have the ESG oversight. ESG oversight. It plays a leading role in the ESG reporting and ensures compliance with sustainability standards. He's also a custodian of integrity. Integrity. Custodian. Integrity custodian. Integrity custodian. Or guardian. I think the right word is guardian. Guarding integrity. That's the correct word. Integrity is a guardian of integrity. By guardian of integrity means it is the company secretary that monitors conflicts of interest, ensuring the company adheres to ethical codes of conduct and anti-money laundering regulations. So these are the roles of the corporate secretary. We have categorized the roles into 4. Compliance, number 1, the statutory mandate. 1, maintaining of statutory registers like the members registers, directors registers, the register for charges, and so on. It is also the role of the secretary to make statutory filings. He is the custodian of documents like the board papers and the rest. The second category of roles is the board support and governance advisory. This provides support to the board by advising the board on governance matters, meeting administration, minute taking, and board development. The third role is that the corporate secretary is a link between the board and management, the company and shareholders, the company and regulators. Then he also plays an ethical role when it comes to ethical leadership and environmental, social, and governance by playing the ESG oversight, and is also a guardian of integrity. That is the end of the lesson on the role of the corporate secretary, which we said that has transitioned from the clerical support function to a chief governance officer, and also is the primary custodian of organizational integrity and compliance. Thank you. God bless you. Bye-bye.